Horoscope.
Horror movie?
No, you have to
What are asking?
We have to see
Square. You don't have squares.
Yeah, we have square chessboard.
The sun, moon, sitting
It's
in
there.
places.
You see, we have to see if boy girl matching.
Boy girl very matching, no? They have to look their photo. Very good matching.
You tell us his birthday
His birthday is he born
and
in
time.
1990.
Where?
We will find.
Which place?
Pakistan.
Okay,
We will find.
Forget.
We will find.
Forget.
Okay.
What? I don't
After-
understand. Forget. After
Food butter biryani. Butter biryani.
No. We will not. Our relatives
Yeah.
will not
We need
vegetarian
curd
or
rice.
vegetarian.
curd rice. No.
Okay,
Yeah,
pure
curd rice,
vegetarian
sambar
and some
rice.
mutton. Pure vegetarian and some mutton.
No. Animal.
No man. No.
No.
Only
No mutton, no wedding.
He want mutton. That is
freeze.
And now for the clincher. In 5 seconds flat, they're going to replay all the chaos that you just saw.
3, 2, 1, action!
This will not mutton biryani. Biryani. No mutton biryani, no wedding.
vegetarian.
Good food.
Freeze!
The next game that you're going to see, we're going to see couples come and work out their cross-cultural differences. Alright? There's going to be 4 people on stage and all 4 of them are going to be enacting different cross-cultural problems that couples will face in marriages. Here we go.
Don't tell me that you want us to serve alcohol in the wedding.
Oh my goodness, you have, what I was about to tell. Without that, any party? No way.
Well, listen, have you seen my dad? He has like a very big beard. He's a sheikh. He cannot accept this.
I will teach him how to drink it. Don't worry. It's very easy. Take one shot and he will ready for everything, all the conditions.
Switch right!
We have small conditions.
What conditions?
We love good food and we want you serve a nice non-vegetarian food for us.
We don't prepare egg at home. We're non-veg.
That you don't eat, we want it. You don't eat, we want it.
We don't serve. Our relatives will not eat any non-veg at weddings.
No, without this one, I will not give my body to your son. No way.
I think after marriage you will cut us and eat.
Switch right! What is that sheet you're having?
It's horoscope. We want to see
What is this squares?
house. This is
What house?
which house is your wife? Your
This
daughter
is too small! And how many rooms are there in that house?
9.
And how will you go inside? There is no door. Switch right!
Mr. Kartik,
Yes, darling.
I am Susan's mom.
How much will you be giving us?
Excuse me?
What?
What? Aren't you the groom's family? You are supposed to pay us.
You think this is free?
You think my daughter is for free?
We Indians are 1.8 billion. That doesn't mean that we come free, okay? And see!
How is it going to work? Will such weddings ever be a success? Well, this episode has the answer to that with 3 amazing wedding stories.
For our wedding, we had a civil ceremony at a hotel in Scotland. It was outdoors, and we were very lucky with the weather. It was a beautiful, beautiful day.
In Scotland, that's a big deal. You must understand where it's coming from in Scotland. So, a good weather means your marriage is blessed for life. But yeah, we had good weather.
We had a backup plan to move it indoors if it
Yeah.
had been wet, but
Yeah.
we were very lucky.
I love it when Richard is in a kilt. I love it. I mean, every opportunity I get, I say wear a kilt. Every opportunity I get. So I definitely wanted him in a kilt. You know, it was important that he wore his kilt. And I come from a mixed family background as well. My mom is Indian, but my father's not. So my mom wanted to come in her Indian sari, and I said, go for it. I mean, you know, I don't want people to be at our wedding and wonder, is this the right dress? Will I be accepted? No, it shouldn't be like that. We should all be free to wear what we want to wear. So my bridal party were in saris, like all of them. My mom, my sister, my two best friends who came down from Singapore, they all wore saris, and my theme was yellow and blue. So my bridesmaid, who was my sister, wore a red and a yellow sari, and my two best friends wore like bright sunflower or yellow saris, and I was like the most boring person there in a white dress. So I had a bagpipe, a guy playing the bagpipe. What do you call them?
A piper.
A piper. So I walked in with a piper, and when I walked in, Richard was at the altar, the stand, and I walked in with my yellow saris and red and blue, and walked in, all I could hear, besides my beating heart, my thumping heart, was a gasp from the audience, because obviously they've never seen this before. So it's not very common. And I heard a gasp as we all walked in. I was very, very sure it was not because of my stunning white gown. But yeah, that was our wedding. It was a beautiful day. It was in Scotland, but we had a little bit of Singapore with us.
Jordanian weddings these days are big events, huge events, very delicately planned events, who's invited who and who came, who wore what, who ate what, where it was, which hotel. And Turkish weddings are very similar actually,
yeah.
But they have some extra traditions.
So it could be a pretty, a long experience and journey and time consuming obviously. But in our case, we just wanted to take the opportunity of, let us blame Hana that, she didn't, want this, and that Hana blamed me or Savas didn't want that. So we wanted to make it the way we want. Very simple yet elegant, I would say.
Yeah. No, our wedding story is much more fun than you let on. So we decided to invite 22 people. That's it. We found a place we really liked with a view of the Bosphorus. We said we're going to do it there. We decided that our witnesses, normally in Jordan, I have to have a maid of honor, a woman, and he has to have a man. And I decided I really like my best friend, who's a guy, so he was my witness, and Savas's lawyer was his witness because he has a lot of respect for her. But we were super casual about it, but also very personal. So all of the invitations were, we took pictures of the people we love in our life. So the picture of that person with a handwritten note to come to our wedding. We forgot to deliver one to his brother. So when we called his brother the day before the wedding to confirm that he's coming to the dinner after the wedding, he's like, "What dinner? Why, what's happening tomorrow?" So we forgot to invite his brother.
And Hana was fuming. Did you forget for your brother? I said, it's okay, can deal with it. No big problem.
I didn't want to wear something too complex, so I had a skirt and a top, and Savas was not going to wear a tie, and Savas's mother freaked out. "I'm going to wear my red slippers to your wedding if you guys don't wear something better than this."
She didn't eventually.
No, she didn't. She looked very nice. We forgot to get flowers for the wedding. Luckily, my mom and her siblings brought us this amazing, beautiful bouquet.
I like to be in sari.
She wore a sari.
I love Indian.
She had the veil covering her face.
Garlands we have.
Garlands. I came in my traditional, not the Kerala, the mundu, but I came in a kurta with a dhoti and with a shawl
which generally I don't like to wear, like wear a shawl. It's like you're very proud. And then I came and I sat and waited for her, and then she came. She came. It was a group marriage, so she was one among the many
10
ladies,
couples
and
were
then
there.
and they all came with the veil cover. And then good that she knew me so well that she came straight to me. She didn't go anywhere else.
Of course, to whom I would come then. Otherwise, I would go only to you, not to others.
So and then she came, and then it was a long process of wonderful marriage, which had these different mudras and it was so nice because
Blessings.
the person was speaking in Russian, and I was getting it translated in English, and I was the only Indian there. There was a group marriage. 10 couples, was it?
10 couples.
10 couples.
Including us. All
Everyone
ladies
with
wore
different
red saris.
Red saris.
Yeah.
And the men was like, having the same dhoti but in different kurtas and all. Many a times when I go there to Kazakhstan, many of them, Indians who were there in the marriage, they were witness. They come and say, we saw you, we were there. Of course, I wouldn't have seen them. But they don't ask the question, hey, did you see me? But and they keep remembering that wedding. It was so wonderful. My friend Shafiq, he said it. He had never seen a wedding like this. He was super impressed. He was saying, I've never seen it like this. With explanation, exactly what you're supposed to do and how do you invoke from nature the blessings of all the angels and all that. Very, very nice. Interesting. We were thrilled to be shelter.
Who said differences only create problems? The more unique our differences are, the more unique is the wedding.
So this concludes our final episode for season 1 of Love Beyond Borders. Did you enjoy it as much as we did? Because at the end, we are here living it up on the beach. So if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? We've got interesting stuff lined up for you. Coming right up. Bye.